I'm close to Bern in slightly more northern part of Switzerland. I'm being a taxi service for my daughter. She has something to do here today, this afternoon. And so I'm here outside. You can hear the traffic. So it's Saturday, the 31st of May. Gary Adriano, psychologist, psychotherapist, sweating in the sunshine at the outside with the traffic passing left and right. So that's where I'm up to. So today I want to talk about timing. It's all in the timing, question of timing. And it's a very important subject in general, and it's much more important as a subject specifically for the 70-day challenge, which is basically what vaguely I always talk about. So what's so important about timing? Well, first of all, we can look at the people that are excellent in timing. Farmers. Farmers are great in timing. They know in the spring to turn the soil, to put manure on the soil, and let it breathe, prepare it, know the right moment to come on to plant the seeds, the crops, how to nourish it, what moment to bring it in, to take in the crops, etc., etc. That's their lives. Their lives are based on having the right timing. And for instance, then we have marketers whose job also it is to check when the right timing is. For instance, if you have a new flavor of ice cream, you're not going to bring it out in January or February because there's no reason, there's no sense to it. You know, in principle, it's the end of the spring, so the summer starts to come up, start to advertise that. Or if you have something very, very special, maybe December, end of November, December, for the festivities at the end of the year. But you're not going to bring it out in the middle of autumn or in the end of the winter. There's just no sense to it. So there are obviously clothes are seasonal, and there are many other things that the timing is very, very important if someone's going to succeed or not. And the timing, it can be literally the time, but it's often linked to something else. For instance, one of the things that I've come across with one of my patients is preparation. I had a patient that wanted to go and study in Canada, and because she's not a native English speaker and because she's not done her studies in an English-speaking world, she needed to do an exam. I think it was a C1, C2 or something like that she needed. And so she organized the exam thinking that because she was bilingual, because she had a parent that spoke English all the time, that it would be easy. And then just before the exam, she thought she'd do a few test papers just there, and she realized she wasn't at all up to the level. And she came to me, she was totally panicking. Fortunately, she comes from a family that got good jobs, so the actual money that was involved for the test, although it wasn't cheap, was something that her parents could cover, so it wasn't the end of the world for that. And I said, look, this is an experience for you. You will find out basically what you don't know. And then you can start to study, find a private tutor, go online, do tests, do things like that. And then you will be prepared, you'll be ready for it. And I told her about my first driving test. And in general in England, the driving test you need to book, at least at that time, I have no idea how it's now, it's probably about 50 years ago, it's been a long time. And they weren't horse-drawn carriages. They were actually petrol cars, yeah, even like 50 years ago. And you should book a few months in advance. And I put in the application, and all of a sudden I got a test in 2 weeks. Obviously someone had given up, I wasn't able to do it. And my application came in at the same moment, and then they thought they'd fill in that gap with my application, and I went to the examiner, my test. My driving teacher said, look, I'm not at all ready for it. He says, listen, Gary, just go for it anyway. There's that one chance in 10, I think it was less, that you'll pass. Why not? And otherwise, you'll see what it's like. You'll have experience of a driving test, and then we can go over and we can work on it. So sometimes, if you're not ready for something, it can be okay. It's not the end of the world, but you need to be prepared not to succeed. Now, sometimes you go into something thinking you'll succeed, and it's only when you get into it that you realize how much you're not prepared. And this series of challenge of 70 days is exactly that. Now, I've started this particular 70-day challenge. I have no idea. It's gone off and it's come back, and so I see what's happening. Something is shaking. I have no idea why it's shaking. So I'm going to stop it and start again because this is not good.